tell you it's an honor to be here on this very important day. I know how much the Bangladeshi people sacrificed for and inspired this, what's become now this international observance. We are all here from the Northern Virginia, I think Muka may be also from Maryland, but we represent people who are doing community service here in Arlington, in Greater Virginia, and Maryland. And what we wanted to talk about continues what we've heard so far this afternoon, which is why it matters to celebrate multilingual diversity. How supporting and nurturing different languages within our community adds to community vitality, our economy, and a whole sense of community solidarity. So I'm very pleased to be here to do this. So I'm going to be asking some questions, and we've got an illustrious panel, and we'll just start by asking them to, from their own perspective and experience, talk about why International Mother Language Day matters. So I'm going to start with Takis, right here in Karantonis. Takis, as an elected official here in Arlington, I know that you've been a champion for linguistic community and diversity. Could you tell us why it matters to you specifically? Well, we have a half hour, so I don't have a stick to pull somebody off, but we'll try to keep it brief. Thank you.
So, why it matters to me personally, you know, I come from a community that speaks Greek, and I could continue μιλώντας στα ελληνικά και δεν θα καταλαβαίνετε τίποτα. Speaking Greek, you wouldn't understand a word. We are only about 12 million people who speak Greek in the world. So my mother tongue is an absolute minority tongue. So I have an idea of what it means to have a voice, to have an identity, and striving for dignity, which I believe is what we are talking about. People lost their lives for dignity before everything else. So for me, that's very important. So let me tell you a couple of things more. The question here is not what is our personal relationship. Our personal relations to our mother will be always the personal relation to our mother tongue. We will talk to our mother always in our mother tongue. There are 7,000 of them. The UNESCO has counted them. In Arlington, we have in our schools, more than 90 that are spoken at home. But there are three reasons why an elected official would pay a lot of attention to that. Number one is multilingualism makes us smarter. The second is it makes us richer. It makes us wealthier. And the third is it makes us, as a result of the former two, a more peaceful and collaborative and inclusive society. So the number one is what we discovered in Arlington in the late 70s that really pays off. We are the place with 1 out of 5 Arlingtonians is not born in the United States. Add to them those who their parents are not born in the United States and speak a different mother tongue. The second thing is, when you are in an environment, multilingualism doesn't mean that you should talk in many languages or learn many languages. It would be good, by the way. But the most important part is that you should live in an environment that accepts them and tolerates them, and by that, it makes you smarter because you meet everyday people who read different things than you, who see different TV, who enjoy different cultural immersion. And the third one is because of all this, you live in a place that is more peaceful. Because, you know, what blows the mind of those who live in monolingual environments is that when we tell them, no, you have permanent violence, you have permanent oppression, you're dead people at the end. While we live in a place where me and you speak a different language and you have learned to accept me and I've learned to accept you, we live in peace, which is powerful. So. That was the longer answer.
Well, that was great. Thank you, Takis. And
Very
why
well
don't you
said.
pass the mic here to JD, Julius D. Spain Sr. And we're really fortunate today because we have 2 of our 5 elected county board members here. And JD, you, I know, also have not only domestic experience, but some international experience, as well as being the former president of the NAACP in Arlington. So I'd love to hear your perspective on why it matters, including why it matters for our Black community.
Well, first, thank you for the question, and it's a great opportunity to be here. I'll try to keep it real brief and concise, and kudos to my good friend Priyo. For those that are viewing, Priyo and I go way back. We're both United States Marines. We served our country, so again, thank you, Priyo. And when he calls, I answer. To the question, I'll just say this much. From the start, you have to realize we're a nation of immigrants, okay? That's without a question. But whether you're Black, you're white, Hispanic, it doesn't really matter, Bangladeshi, Pakistani, you know, your language is really what binds you and what makes you, right? And who you are. As a Black man, growing up in the South, you have to understand and appreciate that my mother tongue, English, is perhaps not even really my mother tongue. I don't even know what my mother tongue is, somewhere from Africa probably. But guess what? I also know about Gullah Geechee, right? The native tongue that the slaves took up when they moved to the South. And quite honestly, even till today, it is critically important that that part of your identity, and as an elected official, Takis talked a little bit about the multiculturalism in our community, that I'm innately aware, whether it's Black folks, leading the civil rights organization or any other organization, remembering linguistically that this represents not just demographics, but who people are from a civic space. And that makes us more powerful. And leaders need to understand that because, back to where I said, we are first and foremost a nation of immigrants.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Judy. Our next speaker is Dr. Syed Mahtab Ahmed. And as I understand it, Doctor, you are a psychiatrist, a noted researcher, and a practitioner, including a work with the Priya Bangla Free Clinics. So we're really honored to have you join us today. And I would love to hear your answer about this, especially if you could frame it with what you know about mental health and health generally, if you wouldn't mind talking a little bit about that. Thank you.
Sure. Well, thank you very much, everyone, especially for Arlington County and Dr. Priya Karmakar for arranging this for the first time, as I understand, the first International Mother Language Celebration Day. Thank you again. Now, why it matters? Why multilingualism matters? If I ask, what is the best language in the world? What's the answer? Mother tongue. What is the next? My mother tongue. What is next? Our mother tongue. Yes, mother tongue is the best language. However, this is an age of globalization. We are in a community of one global world. Having an edge over learning some other language above and beyond my mother tongue will definitely give us an edge in terms of many spheres. One thing is definitely to understand better what my colleague just now mentioned, that this is America, a country of immigrants. Having a better understanding of other language will definitely give us an opportunity to have a better work in terms of the grassroots level in school, in neighbor and neighborhood. There is advantage of socioeconomic as well. Simply speaking, nowadays, again, because of the globalization, a couple of decades ago, it was the Japanese language which gave an edge in terms of business opportunity for the sake of the buyer as well as the seller. Nowadays, it is again the term of China. So having an extra language advantage gives us definitely to have a better idea. Now coming to your point, in terms of the language or multilingualism, the effect of that in mental health, to be in a broader sense what that effect is in our brain. Yes, if we talk in terms of effect on brain, it does cause structure, yes, structural changes. It does cause function in terms of our perception and seeing the world. When I say structural changes, it does activate a dormant second language center. How it does is easy to understand if we think of in terms of sleep cycle. We know if I want to go to bed at 9 and wake up at 7 and I will practice days after days, may not be even weeks, definitely many weeks. I will definitely maybe consciously sleep at night, but unconsciously will wake up at 7. That is the sleep center. Sleep center, wake center. Similarly, when since birth we hear something, that is our primary mother tongue, and that center gets activated. If I consciously try another language, that activates another center. How it does that? In terms of activating and vitalizing the neuron, in terms of the better communication between the neuron fibers. How does it affect our social activities? It again does in terms of the effect on mental health. Many different languages is associated with inherent different unique culture as well. In terms of the accepting the mental health, every society in the world, even nowadays, has a degree of stigma that is more or less. What is stigma, on the other hand, in my society may not be in your society, and so on and so forth. By being exposed to a culture where my mental health is a stigma, and in this new culture is not, I will feel more comfortable to speak in that language and talk to express my feeling to the provider. As a matter of fact, to begin with, I will be more willing to seek the mental health while I was hesitant to do that in the past. I'm not sure if I will have more time or not.
Maybe if we have more time, we'll circle back to you. But thank you so much, Doctor. And if you could pass that to Dr. Emma Villalon-Sanchez. Dr. Villalon-Sanchez has been a tireless advocate for immigrants and English learner education here in Arlington. You had wonderful service on our school board, and you've continued to work, I know, in your advocacy work, especially, I think, with some Latino and Latina communities. So I'm looking forward to what you have to say, especially around what happens to students in our schools and includes how what their parents have to learn from supporting multi-languages. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a cold, that's why I'm wearing a mask, but I will be short, because otherwise I'll start coughing. I'm from Bolivia. I came to this country when I was 16 and I didn't know English. However, I attribute my native language, Spanish, as my success as a teacher and also as an administrator and also as a bilingual leader and immigrant. But it's not just for me personal, but I have worked in the Arlington Public Schools for 40 years. I have been the supervisor for programs for immigrants and refugees, students who are learning English. This is what I can tell you, and this is what the research indicates. And this is what it has been my direct experience. First of all, we all know that children come to school and they need to learn English. But in regard to the first language, the native language, not only is critical for their identity, but maintaining the language helps the child and the parents communicate, especially if the parents don't speak English. In this school, I was called here at Kenmore, just to give you an example. A student from Cambodia had run away from school, from home. The police brought her back to school. The principal called me, because I was the supervisor, to bring an interpreter so that the child or the student, who was 12 years old, could communicate with her mother. The child had learned English fluently, but did not maintain the first language. The mother was not proficient in English, and she was unable to communicate with her own child. So the research indicates how learning English, it could mean losing your own language. That's why, as a supervisor in Arlington, it has been my constant advocacy, and we have had programs like immersion programs, Saturday programs for Mongolians, for Escuela Bolivia, I think also the Bangladesh community, or also the Cambodian. I asked the parents, I asked the school system to provide space to communities so that they can continue to teach their children their native language. We advocated for textbooks in our schools in different languages. Most important, it impacts academic development, academic performance. The research indicates that a child who loses the first language, by the time they may be 7 or 8, they speak only English, they cannot accelerate in their academic development because there has to be a continuation of learning your mother language to a level that you can academically perform in another language. That's why I told parents, many people have, many teachers, many community people, sometimes are ignorant about the value of their language. And the parents don't know that this would affect them academically. A student who comes to our schools, who is proficient in their own language, who has academic instruction in their own language, will do better than a child who is born in the United States, who may speak another language but lost it. So, yes, learning your mother tongue, continue to learn your mother tongue, it's not only important for family communication, for cultural, for identity, for intellectual and educational development, and for economic. That's why, as part of my role as a school board member, I ask as a principle of education that we consider bilingualism as a social, academic, and economic asset. We are smarter when we speak two languages, and we are also proud of who we are, and we can contribute to our community like we're doing today. So I celebrate with all of you our mother tongues. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doctor. We're now going to hear from Muka Bain. Muka is a youth ambassador for the United Nations Human Rights Initiative internationally. She is on the eve of getting her PhD at Morgan State, and she's done a lot of work around health equity. So Muka, thank you for being here, and I hope you'll say a few words about the relationship between multilingualism and what you're doing, not only here, but in your native country around health equity. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mukta. I'm a youth delegate for Human Rights International and also health policy analyst in Maryland Department of Health. So English is my second language. Bangla is my first language. I came when I was 8, so I had a teacher who taught me how to speak in English and write. But as a healthcare providers, it's important that we have language translate into different language. We have, as you guys said, we have a large amount of people who are from different countries, speak in different languages. It's help people to understand diagnosis, to say okay to a treatments, follow medical instructions, and also to advocate for themselves. As a PhD candidate, I'm doing my dissertation at Morgan State. So one thing I'm working on is in mental health, providing older generation from different countries, if we provide them in their own language, here we have a therapist, a doctor who speaks in your language, will be willing to seek mental health care. So that's one thing I'm working on. And also I just want to say that language is our right and it's not a barrier. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Muka. We can get our t-shirts out in the hallway, right? Our human rights t-shirts. Thank you. Now we'll hear from Andrew Schneider, who is the director of the Columbia Pike Partnership here in Arlington. And Andrew, would you talk about, I know the goals of Columbia Pike Partnership, of which I'm a proud member, are to advance economic vitality, community engagement, and opportunity. So how does multilingualism help you serve those goals and be successful?
Thanks, Marcia. I think, I was thinking about all these answers and I was thinking about what I wanted to say, and I heard somebody say, that we live in a particularly divisive time, and language has gone back thousands of years to be used as a division amongst people. And I think every day on Columbia Pike, we have an opportunity to lean into that division or to lean against it, or to back away from it. And one of the ways that we do that is by celebrating our differences, not seeing them as threats, but as opportunities. So when we talk about Columbia Pike, we are talking about one of the most diverse places, not only in Arlington, but in the entire DC area. We think about what that means for the vitality of the small businesses, of all these languages that are being spoken at the schools. And that doesn't become something that is divisive for us, it becomes a strength. Where do you want to go out to eat? We can go to this, or that, or this, and any place you want to go, you can find your. Who do you want to talk to? If you want to speak to somebody from your mother tongue, you can find them on the Pike. And that means that we can be welcoming to everyone. And when you are welcoming, and you have these restaurants, and you have these businesses, that means there's opportunities, and that you can feel welcome there, and you can feel safe there. And it does start with knowing that somebody can say hello to you, or thank you to you, or how can I help you in your language. And I think all these things together help us create a very inclusive, diverse, and welcoming community, which is really not just the mantra of Arlington, but really what we really strive for on the Pike. So I hope that answers the question, but if not, I had a lot of good company.
All right, thank you so much, Andrew. And last but not least, at all, is Dr. Priyalal Kamakar, who runs Priyo Bangla. That's how I was introduced to your community and to this wonderful organization. So, Priyo, maybe you could talk a little bit more about what is the main reason that you and your organization have been such advocates for not only the Multicultural Festival that you've held so many years, but also the commemoration of International Mother Language Day.
Thank you, Marsha. So we go back more than 10 years when you started the street festival, multicultural street festival in Columbia Pike. We had met and then our team grown. We have connected, respected, honorable board member, and then the Andrews leader for Columbia Pike, Dr. Said Mata, who is our running free clinic advice, and we have full of medical doctors, and we have to get back to do those more. And then Emma, Dr. Emma Weldon, she's amazing what's doing for the community, and the school board she has dedicated. Tawine is a very young lady doing for the community. And then I just want to share one single thing. When I came here yesterday, practicing rehearsal, and I got a sad news call from Bangladesh. My maternal uncle died, passed away last night. He is the only brother of my mother. With this, I don't know, I supposed to call, take a relax or do something, or helping everything here. But hey, I'm here. So that's how doing the community service. In a daytime job, those you know that what I do doesn't match even 1% what I do here. So I love community work, doing for community, multiculturalism, language, and then it's language is a matter. That's why we got a slogan. You see, the language is a matter. Our culture, our heritage, our future. So the main reason we are doing here, we want to achieve is very simple: is awareness, inclusiveness, and the unity for any culture, any language. We should respect, we should protect. So we respecting and protecting language and culture, we actually respecting, protecting humanity. So this is not a one-day event. We want to grow. I looked at it as a project. Need help from everyone, all community across the country, especially in Northern Virginia. And thank you so much, Arlington County, moving forward for helping us for doing this thing. We want to take this as a project. Youth Young Researcher, we put a panel together. We want to propose to State of Virginia governor that do some kind of policy that at least 30 to 45 minutes teach in the school, every school, about the language and culture that want to include. So that is our journey start from today. Thank you so much, Marsha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you so much to all of you on the panel. One of the reasons that I'm a big supporter of Priya Bangla and all the work this group does is because it's always been inclusive. It's always opened its arms wide to recognize, respect, and involve people from so many of the different communities who are represented in this area. So I think we're at time. I just want you, if you're interested in learning more, to go to the United Nations website. 2026, the theme of 2026 with our International Mother Language Day commemorations is about youth, focusing on youth serving language. And there's a sentence in one of the many documents that can be found on that website that I'll use it to close. Multilingualism matters because it is about people understanding each other. It enables us to work together to continue cultivating a brighter future for all. Languages connect our past, present, and future. They connect all ages, all ethnicities, all of us. And I think you've heard from our terrific panelists a kind of an endorsement of all of the different ways we are smarter, we are economically better, and we thrive by supporting multiple languages in our homes, businesses, and schools, and government. Thank you all.
Thank you so much to our panelists. On behalf of all the audience and myself, thank you for standing for linguistic diversity. You reminded us today that every language is a legacy. Every voice is valid, and that inclusion begins when we choose to listen. So please don't leave. I would like to invite Mr. Vikram Iyer on the stage. Mr. Vikram Iyer. I would also like to invite outreach representative for U.S. Senator Mark Warner at the stage, please.
That's him.
Sorry about that.
Could you please play videos, greeting or invitation sent from the Senator Mark Warner? Please play the video.
Senator Mark Warner. And while I wish I could be there in person today, I'd like to wish you all a great celebration of International Mother Language Day. Events like this are what make Virginia great, and they're an important celebration of the fact that our diversity makes our Commonwealth stronger. And that diversity isn't just about the color of someone's skin. It's about the rich cultural traditions that so many Virginians honor through food, holidays, and language. Language plays such a critical role in passing down culture and tradition, keeping folks connected to family, friends, and opportunity across oceans and through generations. Thank you for your dedication to preserving and celebrating heritage languages from across the world. It's so important that we protect spaces for multilingual education and celebration. I wish you all a happy celebration. Y yo prometo continuar a practicar mi español. I'm sorry for my fairly bad Spanish pronunciation, but as somebody who learns as an exchange student in Argentina, I've got to practice my Spanish as well. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you. And also, would you please, we have some proclamation letter from Congressman, and then Lieutenant Governor Hashmi, just elected for Virginia State. Would you please just display? Yes, please. So, thanks to our Lieutenant Governor, just elected, great leader. So support. She couldn't come because they have a session going on in Richmond, you know that. And then Congressman Walkinshaw, please. While we doing that, I would like to ask. There you go. So, and then also thanks so much to Representative Walkinshaw. He's supposed to come here, but he called out, couldn't come. We understand they're busy, but thanks for their support. And then now from Senator Mark Warner, Outreach Representative Vikram Iyer, right? Please present what you say that you have something to present us from Senator Mark Warner.
If we can all just line up right here, please, that would be very
That would
nice.
be better, yeah.
And we can.
I'm sorry, we didn't plan for good way, but yeah.
If we can all line up right here, that would be very nice. That way we can capture the moments and create memories together. Yes.
Hello, everybody. So you just saw my boss, Senator Mark Warner of Virginia. We are so happy to be able to join you for this event. I know he wished he could be here. Unfortunately, he was not able to. I have with me a letter from the senator, and many of the folks on this stage know him well. And I'll read that briefly here. I am pleased to extend warm greetings to all gathered for Priyo Bangla's International Mother Language Day 2026 Cultural Festival. Each International Mother Language Day provides an opportunity to reflect upon the importance of preserving linguistic diversity. Language is at the core of our culture. It allows us to communicate with one another, share stories of the past, pass down traditions to new generations. We are fortunate to have so many individuals from diverse cultures across Virginia. They contribute to the vibrancy of our Commonwealth, bringing languages, customs, and ideas unique to their culture. It is incredible to think how much there is to learn from one another. Please accept my best wishes for a fulfilling, successful event. Sincerely, Mark R. Warner, United States Senator. So I would present this to Priyo Bangla and congratulate you on such a successful event. As a point of personal privilege, I speak the language Tamil, and that is my mother language, and I understand this very, very deeply in my heart as well. So thank you for having me and being able to participate here today.
Thank you. I would like to call to come to the stage Professor Dr. Saifur Rahman. Please, if you're in the stage, come to the stage. And I would like to also call Sarkar Koviruddin. Please come to the stage.
We would also like to call the county board members on the stage, please.
So, well, we're going to do this in tandem. I am the junior member to the Arlington County Board, and with me is our immediate past chair, the Honorable Takas Karantonis. So what we're going to do, we have a letter signed by our County Board Chair, the Honorable Matt DeFerranti, who cannot be with us today. So what I'm going to do is read the first half of this letter, and I'm going to pass it over to my colleague. But on behalf of the Arlington County Board, we want to thank you, Priyo, for your leadership in organizing International Mother Language Day 2026, and for your work to celebrate the languages, cultures, and stories that strengthen our community. Your efforts to uplift multilingual communities and create spaces for cultural connection are a meaningful contribution to Arlington and the region. International Mother Day language is an important reminder that language is more than communication. It is identity, belonging, and connection across generations. Through your leadership, this event brings residents, schools, and community partners together to celebrate multilingualism and the cultural heritage that enriches our region.
So, and then the letter goes on to commend Prius and all of you, focus on promoting linguistic diversity and supporting multilingual education rooted in home languages, building community and understanding. So this program, including the cultural conservation, interactive learning opportunities, and youth-centered activities, reflects a thoughtful, much-needed approach to inclusion and civic connection. So we reiterate the thanks for bringing together schools, community groups, and local partners for a meaningful day of learning, for bringing together everybody. So this is definitely directed and inspired by Priyo's work so many years. But it is a recognition to all of you, because we know that without you this wouldn't happen, without your dedication and focus and belief in that. So thank you very much for standing up for languages, for everybody, including the tiny, tiny, tiny ones. Because, you know, Bangla is the seventh biggest language in the world. What should I say? I mean, okay. So, where is...
Thank you so much. I would like to... Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if we can give a big round of applause while we give a flower presentation to all the panelists and board members.
And I'm over here. All right, now I'm over here. All right, great, thanks. One clear one.
Hello. So here you go. we are respecting those fallen men and women in Dhaka, Bangladesh, 1952, 21st of February, fighting for keeping the Bangla language. And from there, this movement started. Now is the International Mother Language Day. I would like to request every member in the stage, we lay out a floral wreath to just tribute to them. If you would, may, please. Slides, please. Stage lights and house light, if you need it. Yeah, one traditional thing, we don't take shoes there. If you can just leave your shoes for a moment, requesting. It's just, that's the tradition in back home we do.
What a beautiful gesture. If we can just get closer so the photographer can capture this moment, please. Please get closer to each other. Man, if you can come on this side, it will be, maybe get closer. Yeah, closer. You're going? Okay, Mukta is coming too, so perfect. Now we have on both sides, perfect. Thank you so much. One last picture after you put your shoes on, if we all can line up right here for one last picture, and then we will go back to our audiences. Yes, they have to put on their shoes, so let's give it a moment. We do have an entertaining evening planned. All the dancers, the singers are ready to showcase their amazing talent. Okay, so we all can line up right here, and we can take one last picture together. He's going to be the first one dancing. Yes, one last picture, please. Yes, please. One last group picture, everybody. Oops, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please stay.